Hey family, I'm getting ready to go live. Well, I am live, but I'm getting ready to do the demo in about a minute. So hop on in here. Okay, it's live.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I may put you on the spot. That might help.
Yeah. Where's the boundary line? Because I know that, like, if you're on the south side of North Avenue, you're in Oak Park once you get past Boston. But if you're past Ridgeland, is it all Oak Park past Ridgeland?
No, because Chris's office is, he got a Chicago address, and I think he's past Richmond.
No, he's not past
Oh,
Ridgeland.
you're not? But then it's weird because, like, past, when you
Just
get
a few
towards
more
Chicago,
seconds, and I'll be going live.
when
Hang
you
in
get
there.
past Chicago, you know that Lexington Betty Smokehouse? She's like 6954. She got a Chicago address, but then the people next door to her, they might have Oak Park, and then the people next door to them might have Chicago.
Okay.
Like Nick's Junior
All right, let's
Grill,
get some oil going.
I think they have a Chicago address.
This is coconut oil. I love coconut
It's
oil.
weird how it's
Trying to get started. Well, while we're getting ready to get started, guys, thank you so much for joining me here. I am partnering with 40 Acres Fresh Market to hop in here on this weekend fresh produce market. We are over here right off of Laramie on Chicago. The address and everything is in my information. So I'm doing a demo today, coming out to show you guys how to incorporate fresh items into your food, cheap and easy. Cheap and easy. That's the key. Cheap and easy and tasty, of course. So, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna. Hi guys.
Visit our chef Alexis out in the front. She is serving up. She has soup and sandwiches, and her food is really, really good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's all right, well, dear. Thank you.
So I'm actually gonna get started, guys. Hello, thank you guys for coming. I am Chef Maria, and my business, formerly known as Cocinetas, as of today, it will be known as Terabytes, Terra, which is Italian for earth, and then bites. Of course, we know what bites means. You know what it means to eat. Also, during my demos, I travel around and I give terabytes of information about the food that I'm cooking. I come out and I love meeting vendors. I love meeting organizers of the markets and everything, especially here in our area, in our community. I live in Austin. So I love, the fact that it's right, right around the corner. And then hopefully it's a pop-up now. We'll be back Father's Day weekend too. So make sure you guys, if you couldn't make it out today, make it out next weekend. So today, what I'm gonna start with, so you guys are getting double treat today. I'm going to be demoing for the first time ever live to anybody my garlic butter recipe, my herb butter. It's actually really, really easy, but it's so good. So I'm gonna start though. Also, I'm gonna be sauteing some kale greens. A lot of people don't really gravitate to kale greens. They'll eat everything else, but maybe don't do kale because maybe you're not familiar or don't really know what to do with it. But you can actually cook those the exact same way you cook your other greens. So I'm actually gonna highlight the greens, the kale leaves, and also the stems. You guys know the stems are the most, one of the things that's thrown away often because you take the greens off, you separate. What do you do with the stems? Nothing. So you throw them in the trash. But what I do, well, I'll show you right now what I do with them. All right, so I'm going to start by putting some coconut oil in the pan. And you guys will be able to smell that too. I love coconut oil. Really fragrant. It smells almost sweet. Smells like that coconut clear. It has a high heat point. I just turned off my burner. Get that going again. It can definitely hold a lot of heat. What you want when you're sauteing veggies, you don't want to use oils like olive oil or sunflower, safflower oils, the ones that are usually for dressings, because they'll burn and then they'll interfere with the taste of your food. So with the coconut oil is going very fragrant. This is also unrefined. If you guys have ever seen that on oils, unrefined, and know what it means, unrefined just means untreated. Refined oils, like most canola oil and vegetable oils are refined, mean they're treated with a chemical to quote unquote pure them. You can look it up. There are a lot of different definitions of what purify means. But in essence, this coconut oil unrefined has just been untouched, untreated with any chemicals. So what I'm going to start with sauteing, I start with the onions. You guys, how many of you start with onions in a base of your cooking? Yes, there are a lot of people, yes. I do with just about everything. I love onions. And a lot of people don't like raw onions. I'm one of those few people I do. I like them in my salad. But if you don't, sauteing them is a good way to break down the fibers and bring out that natural sweetness. When you get that brown, the caramelization, when you get that caramelization of the onions, it really brings out the natural sweetness. When you guys go to your famous Polish spots, they dump on the onions. This is, of course, what they start off looking like. And then once you cook them, add water, cook them down, add water. The more you keep doing that, cooking them down, they get that really, you know, the essence that everybody loves. So I'm going to turn this up a little bit. So I've got my onions in here. I'm also going to throw in the green stems now because they are fibrous. They're hard. And of course, you don't want to just go chomping on the green stems. So stir that up a little bit. Any questions so far? Anything about onions or coconut oil or green stems?
Those green stems, I'm sorry, I didn't catch. Where do you get those from?
Now, actually here. So I've got some. Let me pause this for a second. Let this cook down a little bit. Oh, while that's doing that, I'm going to answer your question right away. I'm going to add a little bit of salt. Now, this is pink Himalayan salt. Does anyone know what makes pink Himalayan salt pink? Iron. The iron content in Himalayan salt is what makes it pink. However, to get the required amount of iron that you need on a daily basis, you would have to consume way too much of the salt. So that's not a good replacement if you're looking for iron in your diet.
Okay. Is there a substitute if you have hypertension?
You can always use no salt, or there is like the Mrs. Dash and things like that. But a great thing, what I'm going to show you today is an herb butter. And this is unsalted butter. I'm not even going to add salt to this. But this is a great way to add flavor to your dishes with the herbs and the lemons that, well, you'll see in a few minutes. Let me answer your first question. So, for the greens, these are the stems. So, you know, when you get your greens, you take and you separate the stems off. Separate the stems. And then you throw this in the trash. Well, I just took it and chopped it up really, really small. And that's why you get it looking like that.
From regular greens, like collard greens?
These are actually kale greens. You could do this with any green.
Okay.
Now, a secret, the reason why I'm going to do this with rice is because we eat rice a lot at home. A lot. And the reason why is that it's really, you have to be really sneaky when you are cooking for children. Because anything that doesn't look like anything or has a different texture in their mouth, oh my goodness, they're not eating it. However, sneaking it in rice is fabulous. It's genius. I'm going to say it's genius because I get my kids to eat almost anything mixed in rice. And it's a really good medium to try new foods, mixing it in something that you already know. So rather than just throwing it in a salad, which can be off-putting for some people because you don't really like raw, you know, a lot of people aren't really big on raw things. You can incorporate it, sauteing it. You can saute just about any veggie until it's soft and then mix it in rice. So, okay, here we go. So I'm going to add the butternut squash. I love squash. Love, love, love squash. Besides the fact that it's pretty, look at that. Beautiful, beautiful. A lot of different health benefits too of squash besides vitamin C. And there are a lot of different things. Squash soups. Soups are one of the main things that people usually associate butternut squash with. Butternut squash, you know, eat soup. You can eat it raw. It tastes a little bit like a carrot. If you guys want to try it raw too, it's got a carrot flavor, but just a little brighter, a little lighter. And just a little bit of that squash kind of earthiness, but not too much. So again, I'm going to let this cook some more. Any questions about butternut squash or anything like that? Now,
Show us what one would look like in the store.
Yes. So actually, can you grab me one, please?
I got another question. What's the difference between butternut and spaghetti squash?
The size. So can you grab a spaghetti squash too? We're going to go to class today. So that's another thing that I do with terabytes. I go around to different community organizations and do workshops geared towards what it is that you want. It could be all about herbs. It could be all about seafood. You can pick and customize your topic. So this is spaghetti squash. And this is the butternut squash. Now the butternut squash on the inside, well, squash all looks the same on the inside. And first, before I burn this, I'm gonna add some water to it. Because just like potatoes or any other hard root vegetable, you want to make sure you add some type of liquid, either stock or water, broth. In this case, I'm not going to use any type of broth because you don't always need that. You don't always have that. Again, I like to do cheap, simple. What do you have at home? Probably have water. So using water, if you add in other elements, you don't need that extra from the broth and the stock. You really have to be careful too with those, especially store-bought. Unless it says low or no sodium, it probably has a very high sodium content. The same with bouillon cubes or any other type of flavoring. So be careful of that. So this has got to cook for a few minutes. So we've got our squash here. Squash is really good. If you want to make a soup, most of the time you would either boil it until it gets tender or roasting it. Roasting it actually brings out more of the natural sweetness for it. And then you would add broth or again water, herbs, and blend it up. This actually also for the spaghetti squash, if you cut it in half, put a little bit of salt and pepper, olive oil, pop it in the oven. It varies depending on the size. When it's done, you can scrape with a fork and get the stringiness, and that's why they call it the spaghetti squash. If you're vegan, a lot of vegans use this as a replacement for regular pasta because it gets kind of the similar consistency. So this is cooking down. I'm going to, well, it's not ready yet, but I like to taste as I'm going through the food because I want to make sure it tastes good before it gets to you. You'll say, yeah, it's good, and then go around in the corner. It's like, I needed some more salt. So I'm gonna, make sure I hook it up, turn this down a little bit. Might even have to add a little bit more water. So
Yeah.
that's so good. So I'm going to turn it down because this is almost ready. A little bit more water. Just because the liquid, when it's too much with the liquid, when it comes out of the pot, of course, when it evaporates, it'll burn. And it'll burn before those potatoes and things start getting, before they're ready. So it's almost ready. I still want a little bite to it. Don't want it too mushy. So now I'm going to go to another star. So let's go. We got the squash here. Now, the butter. I love butter. Butter gets a bad rap. A lot of people, of course, if you're a vegan, you don't want to eat butter because butter comes from cows. But I love butter. Whole butter. It's different from the margarine that we normally buy. And a lot of times we get that because it's what we're used to. Growing up, all we ate was margarine. I knew that as the butter. That's what butter was to us. And it's crazy because when I got to culinary school and was introduced to sweet cream butter, don't laugh because a lot of us still don't know what it is, but that's not something that's regularly at your corner store when you go to try to get some butter. It's margarine. So when I tasted it, and when you usually eat margarine, you have that oily aftertaste, that residue. You don't get that with whole butter. And now I'm going to make this butter better by hooking it up. So here's how. All right, so I started by popping this butter in the microwave on about 30 seconds. If you're at home, you could leave it out, for about an hour or so until it melts. In the microwave, for me, is the easiest way. Another trick you can actually do is fill up the bowl with water and pop that in the microwave, which if you're going to go through all of this, you might as well microwave that, right? But fill it up with either hot water or boiling water. Dump it out. Put it on top of your butter. That steam on the inside will actually soften that butter too. So that's another little neat way. So this is almost done, and I definitely don't want to burn it. So I've got the butter. Yeah. You got a question? Oh, what'd you say? I'm sorry.
I never thought about doing it that way.
Yeah, that's a really, really neat way. Really cool way. So what I'm going to add to this butter, and now the great thing about this is that think of all the things that you put butter on. This can be added to, well, let me ask you, what do you put butter on?
Popcorn.
Yes, popcorn. What else?
Bread.
Popcorn. Oatmeal, bread, toast, bagels, food, steak,
Grits.
seafood,
Yeah.
grits.
Everything.
Oh my gosh, yes. Now, you guys know how much regular butter enhances that, right? Imagine if you add a herb in there. You got a completely different dish. You switch a herb, you've got another dish. So I'm gonna, here. So let's put the garlic in here. I'm gonna add the garlic. Now this is garlic I actually crushed up. And it is with, has anyone know what, well I kind of almost gave it away, what this is? Anyone ever seen one of these before?
I have one.
She has one.
I don't use it.
Now, I rarely use it, even though I have it. I don't like cleaning it. This is actually a garlic press. So what this does is that you put the garlic on the inside of here, and then you squeeze it. It comes out through these little bitty holes. And that's a garlic press, and you get it looking like this, like you chopped it all up. You can get one of these at your local store. Well, maybe not your local store. Maybe a bigger, supermarket that carries more tools and things like that. The only problem is that I hate cleaning it. Do you see these little bitty holes that pushes this garlic out? And then trying to get it out, I'm using my fingernails, I'm scrubbing it, I'm using, trying not to use the baby bottle brush, but sometimes those bristles are the only thing that will get, in there. And then the milk will be flavored with garlic. It's okay, he'll be all right. So I mix in the garlic. So I'm adding the garlic to this, and then there's some thyme. I love thyme. I love different herbs. Herbs have been around forever. They have great medicinal properties also, and not to mention, again, very, very fragrant. You guys want to try? Here, come on up. That's too quiet. I need to hear some Here, come on, try some thyme. Just smell it. Rub it in your fingers. Smell it a little bit. Here you go. That you take a bit. There you go. Smell it a little bit, and you see. Yes. The thyme, yes. I love thyme. I love oregano, rosemary, mint, a lot of different things. Now, what are some herbs that you guys might be familiar with, and like what? What do you have them in?
Is garlic considered a herb? Garlic, is that not a herb?
It's not a herb. You know what? I'm not sure what it's considered as. I know not a herb. That's definitely something to look up. If anybody with a phone want to check that out, what is garlic considered? A vegetable.
It's related to onions.
Thank you. So there you go. Garlic is a vegetable related to onions. For those of you who did not know, now you know. The more you know. Okay, so I've added the thyme in here. And this is ready. This is done. I've got it on super, super low heat. Matter of fact, I'm going to turn off the heat. Because again, most of that water is going to evaporate and I don't want to burn it. So I've got the herbs in here. Now, my secret to the best garlic butter. See, it's already smelling good. You smell that thyme and everything. The next step, most people just, cut the onion and go ahead and just put it on in there. Me, I love the zest. The zest is what makes my herb butter my herb butter. So it's really easy to and it's colorful too. It's really bright. You guys if you guys want to come up in a little bit and take a look and see how bright and beautiful that yellow is, the zest is against that butter. Now, what makes your hands sticky when you have the lemon and other things like that, you guys notice like if you're peeling the orange, your hands get sticky, or lemons. Those are actually the essential oils that are naturally found in the citrus fruits like that. So I put that in there. And then I put my knife away. So we're going to rinse this real quick. And then actually cut off some of the lemon. Now, if you don't need all of it, you can actually just take from the side there. Cut on the side. That way you don't cut half the lemon open. And then if you put it in the refrigerator, I always cut a real sliver of it off and then use, the rest of it. So I cut this just a little piece, and I'm going to squeeze that on in here. Squeeze that in. Yes, so delicious. I wish you guys could smell it. Too bad you're not here. Come back for Father's Day weekend. So I'm going to mix this on up. Now be careful too adding too much liquid, because then your butter won't really mix. You'll just be mixing and it won't really form. It'll maybe stay broken. Again, I'm not going to put salt in this because I've already salted these things. So I'm going to put a little bit of butter. Okay, and so I'll put that back up here. Now, another secret. Now, the butter is actually done. That's it. So simple. And again, you can have a different butter each time you change the herb, you know, or you can take the garlic out. This is unsalted butter. You can always add salt to it if you want to use it for other things, but here we go. So now another little secret of mine, this is the kale. You guys thought I was going to cook it, didn't you? I didn't. I cooked the stems. I chopped this up really fine, really small. And I'll go even smaller, just in case you guys are a little worried about what? Raw kale, what? Chop it up real small. Now this almost looks like parsley. Now parsley is one of those little herbs that I finally got my daughter to eat. Finally, you know how hard it is to get kids to eat green stuff inside of anything? She's 8 now, and that's been going on for maybe the last year or two. It helps getting her in the kitchen cooking with me so that she can see how things are made, what they taste like. So I'm just gonna turn this on. Now the only thing we're gonna do right now is heat up the rice. So I've got these fresh raw greens. They're chopped up really small. Again, so Leilani thinks it's parsley. Aiden right now doesn't care. He's my 2-year-old. He'll eat as long as it tastes good. He's got a few allergies, so that's the reason why I cook a lot of whole food. I cook a lot of veggies, a lot of fruits and things like that, a lot of grains, everything else, because living with a kid with food allergies is really difficult. And rather than constantly have things in the house that he can't have, I'll just accommodate what we eat as a family for him. That way we're all eating the same thing and I don't see my baby cry because he's trying to snatch something out that he can't have. So just heated this back up. Now this is cooked rice. If you're gonna do a fried rice, we all like rice, right? Love rice. Day-old rice or frozen rice is the best rice for stir fries. Anybody know why?
The starch?
You stick together.
Less moisture. Yes, definitely has less moisture. And with like you said, it will stick together. If you have already soft rice or it's just made, it's already warm, and then you mix it in it, it'll start to get even more mushy. It won't hold up as well. So if it's day old, it's less moisture. It's a little bit more tough. You know, day old rice is hard. Nobody wants to eat that. Or frozen rice, because it's stable. It's gonna hold under the heat in that mixing. So I am gonna put this in here. Again, 1 cup of rice. And some people, you'll hear a lot of people debating brown rice, white rice. Yes, clearly brown rice does have a lot more nutritional properties. A lot of times the brown rice is also twice as much as the white rice. So when you need to eat, you need to eat. So white rice is perfectly fine, and then look what we're adding to it. I think this is better than brown rice by itself, don't you think? So I'm going to now mix this up. Look how pretty it is. Look how pretty it is. I love pretty food. I love at least 3 colors on my plate. Just, I don't know, just have it. Really random, but okay, so we've got that. Now, I'm gonna put a little hole in the middle. The butter. I'm gonna add a little bit of this butter to it, making sure I get some of the herbs and again that lemon zest in here. Not a whole lot. That's maybe a teaspoon. You can put more on top if you like, but just for the purpose of this is just enough. Any questions so far? Or you guys are hungry?
Hungry.
I know.
I'm a little late. What you think about?
So, for those of you who may have come in after the demo, first of all, do you guys smell that yet?
Yes.
Yes! Smell-o-vision. I wish you guys were here. So, and again, that smell, that's thyme. If you add oregano or mint or basil, you know, something else, it'll be a different scent, a different taste in your mouth. So, very, very nice, very nice. Okay, so I'm gonna again taste it. We just wanna make sure that this rice is hot because it was cold. Nobody wants cold rice. That's delicious. Now I am actually going to add just a little salt because I didn't salt the rice. You should always salt your rice too. Salt the base of what you're doing. In this case, the rice is not the star. It's really a medium for transporting these fresh veggies into what you're doing. So boom, that's it. right, you guys want to come and grab a plate? And here we go. This is, I haven't named it yet. If anybody, has an idea about what you want to name it. You guys got 2 recipes today. You got my garlic butter, which I've never shown anybody how to make, but you see how stupid simple that is. So very, very simple. I love the KISS principle. Keep it simple, stupid, because again, we love watching these Food Network shows or all those other TV shows, but how often are we making that at home? And there's so many components. I'm a chef, and I look like, yeah, no, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to do this because my kid's not going to eat it anyway. So, all right. Excuse me. Let's go. I'll stop talking so we can enjoy this. Thank you very much. Again, that is the garlic butter and then some butternut squash sauteed with the green stems. The raw greens cut up and thrown in there, and a little bit of rice. And of course, flavored with some onions and garlic. Now, give me about a week and I will have this recipe up and give it to you too, so you can post it and distribute it if you want. And that way you guys can make it at home. I encourage you, again, I'm Maria. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram at cocineras.life right now. COCINERAS.LIFE. Again, as of today, I am known as Chef Maria Presents Terabytes. So you guys will have the information on there to be able to follow the new information in the page and all. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming, and let's eat. All right, ready? Let me know how you like it.
It's so aesthetically appealing. You kind of don't want to eat it because it's so attractive.
So what do you
Call it
think?
Summer Festival. Summer Medley.
Oh, yeah, I could do that too. Yes.
All right.
It smells so
Check
flavorful.
it out.
Give it a try.
Let's make it happen.
I'm gonna be making some more too, so you guys might get a meal today. So for at least the next, what time is it? Till 2 o'clock. I'm gonna keep cooking, keep making some samples. You guys are hungry. Come on, keep grabbing some plates.
Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you. Yes, happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day. I gotta call my mom.
Happy Mother's Day. My kids would have been running like crazy.
We ain't cool
What
like
did I
that.
miss? What did I miss? I'm missing.
I just came
Oh, okay. Oh, I got enough for 2 more too.
I just came out of the
Alright, I better say, yeah, I'll just take a little bit.
Yeah, so I'm gonna make some more. I should have brought some bigger plates.
I actually do have some bigger plates if you need it.
The squash, yeah. So, and it's not super soft. It still got a little bit of a bite to it. Yeah. So yummy. I'm so glad you guys like it. And then it helps too with food waste.